Imagine a man with no friends. At first glance, you might think he's simply independent, self-reliant, perhaps even unbothered by the absence of companionship. But look closer, and you'll see something deeper, something far more troubling. Friendship isn't just a luxury or an accessory in life. It's one of the fundamental pillars that hold us upright. Without it, a man risks losing his sense of purpose, his accountability, and even his humanity. Friendship isn't just about having someone to share a laugh with. It's about having someone who tells you the truth when no one else will. Friends are the mirrors of your character. They reflect your virtues and flaws, hold you accountable for your actions, and inspire you to grow. A man without friends lacks this essential reflection. He's left to navigate the complexities of life without the guidance and feedback that relationships provide. And that's not strength, it's isolation. Friendship is far more than just a shared pastime or a fleeting connection. It is a profound reflection of your character. The friends you choose and the friendships you foster mirror the essence of who you are. If you take a hard look at your relationships, they will show you exactly what kind of person you are. Are you trustworthy? Are you loyal? Do you listen as much as you speak? These qualities, or the lack of them, become visible in the people you surround yourself with. The truth is, your friends are a reflection of your values and habits. A man who is constantly surrounded by people who bring him down or indulge his worst tendencies must ask himself, what does this say about me? Friendship is not just about finding someone to share your victories with. It's about finding people who challenge you to be better, who hold you accountable, and who inspire growth. When you avoid this kind of meaningful connection, you forfeit the opportunity to see yourself for who you really are. But the challenge goes both ways. If you want friends who uplift you, who bring out your best, you must first be the kind of person who attracts such individuals. It's easy to blame the world or the people around you for your lack of meaningful connections, but the truth is, it begins with you. You must show up as the kind of person others want to be around, honest, dependable, and caring. True friends see your flaws, your strengths, and everything in between. They help you confront your weaknesses and celebrate your progress. They provide the mirror you need to reflect on yourself honestly. If your friendships aren't doing that, then perhaps it's time to reassess not just your friends, but who you are and what you need to change to become someone worthy of the friendships you seek. Isolation may seem like a refuge at first, a place where you can retreat from the noise of the world and escape from judgment, conflict, or the pressure to perform. It promises safety and a break from the chaos of life. But isolation is a trap, a slow and insidious one that keeps you locked in a false sense of security while draining you of the very things that make life worth living: connection, growth, and purpose. When you isolate yourself, you may believe you're preserving your peace, but in reality, you're cutting yourself off from the opportunities that allow you to evolve. You avoid the discomfort of social interaction, but in doing so, you miss the chance to learn, to be challenged, and to improve. Growth happens when you face challenges, when you expose yourself to differing opinions, when you engage in the messiness of human interaction. In isolation, you have no one to mirror your actions, no one to call you out, no one to encourage you to be better. Isolation also feeds your fears and insecurities. Without the support or perspective of others, you are left alone with your thoughts, which, if left unchecked, can spiral into self-doubt and negativity. You begin to magnify your flaws and minimize your strengths. In the silence of isolation, you convince yourself that you are unworthy of connection, unworthy of success, and undeserving of love. But this is the trap. It's not reality. It's a distorted perception shaped by fear. To escape isolation, you must confront the discomfort of engaging with the world. Yes, it requires vulnerability. And yes, it demands effort. But this effort is the key to breaking free. It's about reaching out, despite the fear of rejection or failure, and choosing to embrace connection over comfort. True strength lies in knowing that the risk of connection is worth it, because it is through relationships that you find purpose, resilience, and growth. So don't let isolation become your refuge. It may feel safe, but it is ultimately a prison that holds you back from becoming the person you are capable of being. Step into the world, face your discomfort, and reclaim the opportunities that await you. Only by engaging with life and others can you break free and become the best version of yourself. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness in today's world, something to be avoided at all costs. It's easy to believe that keeping your guard up will protect you from pain, rejection, or failure, but in reality, the cost of avoiding vulnerability is far greater than the risk of embracing it. When you refuse to open up, to show your true self to the world, you close yourself off from the very opportunities that could lead to growth, connection, and genuine fulfillment. Vulnerability is not a flaw. It's the very thing that makes us human. It's the courage to show up as you are with all your flaws and imperfections. It's the willingness to take emotional risks, to trust others, and to be open to connection even when there's a chance of getting hurt. Yeah, it comes with a cost. There's a risk of disappointment, rejection, or betrayal. But what you gain in return far outweighs the price. Through vulnerability, you experience the depth of life, the authenticity of relationships, and the potential for personal transformation. When you choose to be vulnerable, you allow yourself to be truly seen by others. You stop hiding behind the walls of self-protection and embrace the possibility of meaningful connections. In that space, you can build trust, find support, and experience the kind of relationships that nourish your soul. Vulnerability is the bridge that allows you to connect with others in a way that superficiality never can. But perhaps the greatest cost of avoiding vulnerability is the one you pay to yourself. By staying closed off, you prevent yourself from growing, from learning, and from fully living. The cost of vulnerability is the discomfort of uncertainty, the fear of judgment, and the risk of getting hurt. But the reward is a richer, more connected life. A life where you are free to be yourself, where you embrace your imperfections, and where you form authentic bonds that give you strength. To avoid vulnerability is to rob yourself of the opportunity to truly live. So take the risk. Be vulnerable. In doing so, you'll unlock the freedom to become the best version of yourself. We are not meant to walk this life alone. The role of community in finding and living out your purpose cannot be overstated. We often think that purpose is something we must discover within ourselves, a solitary journey where we must uncover our own meaning and path. But the truth is, purpose is often discovered in relation to others. It's in the connections we build, the lives we touch, and the collective effort we contribute to the greater whole. The community you're a part of plays an integral role in giving your life meaning and direction. A community provides a sense of belonging, and that belonging fuels a deep sense of purpose. When you are part of something larger than yourself, your actions take on new significance. You're no longer just living for yourself, but for the people around you, for a cause that matters, for a vision that goes beyond your personal ambitions. This shared purpose binds you to others, creates mutual responsibility, and fosters growth, both individually and collectively. Within a community, you find support during tough times. The struggles you face are made more bearable when others are there to help carry the weight. But even more powerful is the sense of responsibility you feel toward those around you. When you know that your actions impact others, that they are relying on you, it gives you a reason to rise, to be better, and to keep moving forward, even when things get hard. A community challenges you to grow, to push beyond your limits, and to become the person you are meant to be. Purpose is not just about your goals or ambitions. It's about how you show up for the world. A community asks you to contribute, to engage, and to give of yourself in ways that go beyond your own self-interest. And in that giving, you find fulfillment. The more you give to your community, the more you realize that your life is part of something greater. Your efforts, no matter how small, create ripples that extend far beyond your own world. When you lack community, you're left to grapple with your purpose alone, and that struggle can feel overwhelming. But when you're surrounded by like-minded individuals who support and uplift you, your purpose becomes clearer, stronger, and more impactful. Your community helps you recognize your worth, align with your values, and keep striving for something greater. So find your tribe, invest in those relationships, because in the strength of community, you will find the clarity, the drive, and the power to live a purpose-driven life. Reclaiming relationships starts with a willingness to look inward. It's easy to point fingers, to blame others for the distance, misunderstandings, or conflicts that have arisen in your life. But the truth is, the power to restore and strengthen any relationship lies within you. The first step toward healing is self-reflection. Taking an honest, unflinching look at your own actions, your own contributions, and your own mindset. We often get caught up in seeing ourselves as victims of circumstances or the actions of others, but the reality is that relationships are a two-way street. If something has gone wrong, if there's a fracture or a disconnection, it's worth asking, how did I contribute to this situation? Have I been defensive when I should have been open? Have I allowed my own insecurities to cloud my judgment? Have I neglected the effort required to maintain the bond? Self-reflection helps you answer these questions and allows you to take ownership of your role in the relationship. This doesn't mean placing all the blame on yourself or taking responsibility for others' actions. It means recognizing that you have control over how you show up in relationships. If you've been distant, apathetic, or reactive, you can choose to change that. It's about understanding your patterns of behavior and consciously deciding to act in a way that fosters connection, trust, and empathy. But self-reflection doesn't just heal old wounds. It also empowers you to create healthier, more fulfilling relationships moving forward. By understanding yourself better, you become more aware of your own needs, boundaries, and values. This enables you to enter relationships with clarity, purpose, and the ability to communicate effectively. When you take responsibility for your own growth, you give others the space to do the same. The beauty of self-reflection is that it brings freedom. You stop waiting for others to change or for circumstances to align. Instead, you focus on what you can control, your own actions, mindset, and intentions. Through this process, you not only reclaim the relationships that matter to you, but also transform yourself into the kind of person who attracts deeper, more meaningful connections. Life without friends may seem easier, less messy, and less risky, but it's also emptier, colder, and ultimately unsustainable. To thrive as a human being, you need others. Not to depend on them, but to grow alongside them. A man with no friends has not just lost connection with others, he's lost connection with himself. So if you are that man, start today. Take responsibility for the relationships in your life. Build trust. Be honest. Make the effort, because the reward of true friendship isn't just a life shared with others. It's a life fully lived.